Hello, this is just a quick review for Mortal Kombat XL. Basically, it's just Mortal Kombat 10 with all the DLC and everything really that's included. You get a couple extra characters as well. But this is just the story mode, the footage that you're watching in the background, it's the story mode. But I went and bought it because I've played Mortal Kombat 10 when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I completed it, done the story mode like this, and I just completed it all. But I didn't buy any DLC. I just had the normal roster, and I know you could get the Predator, and you could get Jason, and no, that was it, I think. Oh, and I knew the Predator was on there. Or have I said the Predator? But anyway, I knew there was a couple of ones because I know that Jax could get the skin where he looks like Carl Weathers from Predator, so you can have like Carl Weathers versus Predator kind of thing. So I knew that, but I didn't actually get a chance to play. Because, like I say, I didn't bother buying the DLC because I paid full price for the game, so I was happy enough with the characters that you got, kind of thing. So I don't know, I just waited. But now it's been a few years, it's come out. They've re-released this like ages ago, and I totally forgot about it, to be honest. And I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll just buy it, the XL, because then that means everything's all unlocked already. But what I didn't realize is there's Alien, like from the Ridley Scott film. There's like Alien, there's Predator, there's Leatherface, and from Chainsaw Massacre, and then there's Jason, obviously, from Friday the 13th. There's a guy called Triborg, who's three cyborgs all in one, because you get fighting styles as well. Like, I'll come to that in a minute. And he's Cyrax, Smoke, and Sector. So Cyrex and Sector used to be the cyborgs on like previous titles, and so it's a nice little sneaky way into getting them into the game. You just have like this morphin cyborg who can be Smoke, Cyrax, and Sector. That's how it is, Smoke. But like in the cutscenes like this, you see Barack, you see Sindel, you see Cabal, you see fucking loads of people who aren't actually on the roster, but they're actually in the game, and you can fight against them in the story mode. Like, you have a fight against Sindel, you have a fight against Barack. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know why they're not in the actual roster. It's a bit shit, like. But oh, I have on this bit. I wasn't even playing. I was in the kitchen because I was watching the cutscene. I nipped into the kitchen, so I'm not here to press the button. So that's why I'm missing it every time, because I'm not seeing it. That's why. And it wasn't until I came back into the room I realised, and I started pressing the buttons again. But that's a little thing. It's good because you get every once in a while you'll watch the cutscenes, because they're quite long, the cutscenes, but it's good. It's like watching a virtual. Yeah, this is where I came back into the room and I finally started pressing them. But it's like you're watching a cutscene and then it just morphs into the fight like that. So it's very fluid. It's very, you know, like it's immersive. You're watching it. You're listening to what they say. Like sometimes the characters say things which relate to what's going on, or the way the character looks, or something like that. Like I remember this guy who I am, that Takeda. He's fighting against. He was fighting against Kano, who's Australian, and then Takeda had like just a little bit of his whip thing popping out of his hand. This is in the cutscene, like when they taunt each other before the fight, and he's like, "I'm gonna cut you with me knife." And then Kano's like, "That's not a knife." And then Takeda's like, "I made you say it," because that's like a reference to Crocodile Dundee. There's like little shit like that which they've hid in, which I think you'll only notice if you know the references and stuff like that. But like I'm trying to say is, like, I really like that kind of thing where they're hiding in little Easter eggs. But I mean, I like it. It's fast. It's because I've been watching, what's it called? Injustice 2. I can't wait for that to come out. And it's basically NetherRealm. So instead of Mortal Kombat characters, you get DC characters. So it's just as good. But this, I really like it. And with the story mode as well, you get all the new characters are incorporated as well. So DLC characters are actually in the cutscenes and in the story mode now, which wasn't when the first time I played around. So I think that's good, how they've incorporated that into the actual story mode as well. That's good.
Think you can handle me alone? Only Quan Chi's death will abate my anger.
This is another good thing, how it's like I says, you've got the what's it called, the old like human form of Scorpion. That's who this is. He's like the human version of Scorpion. Um, that's what I was trying to say. And like you see the human version of Sub-Zero here, but it's because in the storyline that Quan Chi like had them possessed kind of thing, and he had stole the souls, and so because they've been released of the spell, he's not Scorpion anymore. He's not Sub-Zero anymore. They've went back to the original human form. Um, but I just love the Mortal Kombat like mythos and like the lore. So it's really good when you get the chance to play a storyline, not just fighting each other. Because one good thing about this is there's lots of variety of stuff you can do. Because that's my phone. Because what you can do is go online and you can like join a faction um, of like like the dragons or the White Lotus, and there's like all these different factions. So people online, if you pick, like you can pick your own banner and you can pick your own avatar, and you do challenges like 15 uppercuts or like win a match without jumping or something like that, and you get like little like daily objectives to do. Um, and it's like taking a poll from everybody who's playing online, and then at the end of like the week or the end of the month or whatever, they have like the results of who've won, and if you're in the winning faction, then you get a shitload of coins to spend inside the crypt, which unlocks like different skins and different brutalities and stuff and fatalities which you can do at the end. And they've totally revamped the crypt. They did on Mortal Kombat like 10, it's the same, but like just in regards to older versions of the crypt, this one's like a 3D thing where you get like a big map and you can go from zone to zone. It's not as simple, it's quite big, and also you can find, let's say like you find Raiden's staff, and then you'll use the actual staff to like get past a certain object in the crypt. It's like a little game within itself. It's really good the way they've done it this time around. Like Frost, look, there's Frost. She's not on the roster, but she's in the game. So it's a bit of a shame that they didn't include everybody. And to see how the cutscenes are like integrated straight into the fighting. So that's good. But I mean, it's pointless going over how good the game is because it's been out for absolutely ages, and I've already done a Mortal Kombat 10 review, like on my channel when the game first came out. So it's just because I got the XL version, everything's unlocked, and I didn't get a chance to use it first time around, basically. So everything's all brand new to me. Or I feel as though the game is like has lots of new things in it which I never got to experience the first time around, so I'm really enjoying it. And I think I picked it up for like 13 quid, so it's not exactly expensive, and it's fucking class. I think it's nice to have a fast Mortal Kombat fighting game again. I've got my best mate coming over tomorrow, and because I want to kick his ass, I've been practicing. So it's just one of those games that are great to like just have, especially when you're playing against like an actual human, and you're playing against a thing like your friend, or they're sitting in the same room. But that brings us on to online. the online's quite good. There's hardly any lag, so you don't feel as though you're getting bumped or like the other person's cheating or whatever. I've had no issues as yet. Um, but people are really good. I mean, you get it. I mean, I'm fighting against the computer here, but people who are playing online, especially who are really good, um, like they're just combos galore, and they'll just hit you with like a 12-hit combo over and over and over and over again. It's like you can't. It takes the fun out of it because people cheat. They won't just have a fight and just take the loss. Have a fair fight. They always have to find the loop or whatever. See, I got my ass kicked there. I'm Scorpion, and I mean the computer. It's not even on hard. I think it's on medium or something. Because I hadn't played it for a while, so I wanted to just get used to it. But that's a good thing about the story mode, is you can just keep playing it over and over again. It's like once you've completed it on a certain difficulty, you can always go back. And again, if you go into the options at the beginning screen, the main selection screen, you can go to towers. Like obviously you pick a 1-player or a 2-player. You pick a 1-player, you can go to towers, and then you can do like active towers which change all the time. That's to do with online. Or you can do like the classic tower where you just fight 10 opponents, which is what I do most of the time because I'm in the process of completing it with every single person within the roster. So you get to see everybody's ending, and it's like screenshots with like a narrative over in the background telling you what that person who you've just completed with, what their character story is after the defeated Nether Earth Realm and shit like that. And it's really interesting to see like little things like that, because I remember last time you only seem to complete it with people who you want to play with, but you do get to sample a lot of people while you're playing the story mode. Like it'll take you through lots of the characters, if not everybody. So when you come to play by yourself and you go to choose your own character, that you might pick someone that you've either just discovered, or you'll pick someone who fits your fighting style. And you get to see alternative endings and stuff. There's just loads of extra content in it, like loads of extra shit, which I never experienced. I think that's just what's caught me off guard. Like I didn't even know they had brought out an XL where you get all the DLC already like installed. I just didn't even know it existed, so I was still like quite pleasantly surprised that it was. But if you've never played before, like either the normal version or this version, I would just recommend you getting this version, really, because there's no point in getting the other one, and unless you're wanting to pay for the DLC. This has got it all built in, so it's an absolute bargain, especially for £12 something. I forgot how much I paid. £12.87 or 77. So say 13 quid. It's cheap as fuck, so it's worth going out and buying. But so that's it, really. I mean, if you like it, Mortal Kombat, and you like fast fighting games, then obviously this is perfect for you. And it's nice to just have a little play on it until Injustice 2 comes out, because obviously that's the next installment, and it's going to be amazing. So that's the only reason I bought this, is so I can get into it again and just have that feeling of playing like a really good fighting game. But like I say, go out, buy it, pick it up second hand. I got this one off eBay. I bought mine off eBay for 13 quid. So just have a look around. You'll probably be able to get it cheaper now. And that's it. So see you later.
There is a debt to be paid, and Quan Chi